Yo, what's going on, Team Tweedie? I hope you're all super well. Welcome to #AskTweedie, episode 48. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Papa Tweedie. How you going?
Good.
It's good, is that it?
That's good. Good.
Okay, sweet. Now, this series, 3 questions every episode. I deleted the document, so make sure, it's a long story, but
no one cares.
No one cares. But send in your questions again. If you've sent them in the last couple of weeks, you're gonna have to send them in again, and then I'll swap them on this Word document, and we go from there. This is completely unedited. I still need to get on to making this into a podcast, so you guys can listen to it, but yeah. First question. I don't have the names, I'm sorry. I kind of just grabbed 3, grabbed Dad, and off we went. First one. My 13-year-old son has a choice between 2 clubs. One club is local, plays at a reasonably high level, and he's the top player on the team. The other club is a level higher, has significantly better players, but the team is an hour and 45 minutes travel away. If you had a choice, would you deal with the daily travel to play at a higher club with more exposure?
Oh, that is such a hard question. And all of us football parents face that question sometimes. I remember once when Sheldon wasn't playing reps, he was about 13, and he was trying to play reps, and we went to a function thing where they played a little game, and he got scouted by a club on the other side of Sydney, and oh man, it was so difficult. It's just starting high school, and it seemed like a long way away, and we said no, and now I don't know whether we regret that or not. Anyway, you make the decisions and you stick to them. Look, it's impossible to give a proper answer to that, because on the one hand, driving with your 13-year-old son across town is always good for parent bonding. You get to talk and hang out and all that, but it's a big time investment for the parent who has to drive, because you're standing around while they're training for an hour or 2, and then you've got, what's that, an hour and 3/4 to 3.5 hours of travel yourself. It's a bit different when they're older.
Yeah.
However, it then comes down to a judgment call about, firstly, how good is the kid and how much do you want it? Yeah. How much do you and the player want that? If you really want it, you'll do anything. But there's practical reasons not to do that. Difficult question.
Yeah, well, there was a time when I was at Wanderers, and what was it? I did Wanderers for a while, their youth league season, which goes for, I don't know, 10 weeks or so.
Yeah, that was all right.
And it was always in the morning, so I'd wake up. Do you remember the time?
I don't know.
It was something like 4:45 a.m. and I'd leave, it was really early, but it was great. No traffic. It took me 45 minutes to an hour, and off I went every single morning. Well, not every single morning, but 4 times a week, wasn't it?
I think so.
Or so. And so I'd do that, and then eventually it changed, and we started training at 6 or something. And that was
at a different place.
At a different
further
place.
Away.
So Bankstown it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it took me I had to leave really early.
You had to leave to avoid traffic and be sure, because you couldn't be late.
Yeah.
You had to leave about 3.5 hours before training.
Yeah.
There's a certain level where it becomes impossible. So.
Yeah, and so I'd get to training at an hour and a half before everyone else, and I'm sitting there. There's no point doing extra stuff because I need to be ready for that session. And then on the way back, traffic as well, because it's nighttime. So, and then there were other things that went into it as well. I wanted to make money. I couldn't have a job.
Yeah, but then think about the other one where you were going to Football New South Wales, the Curver program, when you're about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
7, I think. You'd leave home at 4 p.m. and get home at about 9 p.m. and you're just this little kid.
Yeah.
And it was worth it. Absolutely worth it.
I think being younger makes it easier, but man, I gotta make money. I gotta do other stuff as well. It just took so much out of the day.
Common sense.
Yeah. So there were other factors in it as well, but that was one of the things there. So.
Okay, next.
Next question. Should you train your strengths to get really good at them and stand out in a match with those strengths, or train your weaknesses to become a more well-rounded average player?
Well, that's easy. You've got to do both. You can't just train. You've got to build on your strengths and you've got to improve your weaknesses.
Do you think there's a time to do that? So maybe in the season work on something, or
no,
just
I think if you're in any sport, you've got to have a comprehensive program that addresses everything. It's like, I mean, break it down to a simplest form. Let's say that the thing you're bad at is headers and you spend 6 months doing headers. You might get really good at headers, but everything else will be bad.
Yeah.
Let's say you're going to the gym and your left calf is weak. So you go to the gym every day for 6 months and work on your left calf. I mean, I know I'm being silly, but you've got to have a comprehensive program. And one of the things I tried to do with Shell was we were talking about ball dribbling skills earlier today. One of the things I tried to do when you were younger, and it was more down to me, was to find a set of drills that would cover all the skills in one session. Now, you couldn't do it all in one session, but over a week you should be covering everything.
Definitely. Well, you know what? You'll be able to get that soon because the Sheldon Tweedie program will be coming out.
That's it.
It's going to be sick.
About it, just do it.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. Relax.
Yeah, sure.
You'll be able to get all those drills for yourself if you have another.
Hurry up.
Yeah, it's coming. Chill. I'm excited. But yeah, I agree with Dad. Like, there's no point training your strengths to become a great player at something. It's like, if you work on shooting, I work a ton on shooting, and I'd say I get better and better at it all the time, but I still need to work on.
You know, there are some sports where that's not true. Like, there are certain sports, like archery, for example. You're just doing one thing, right? You're just doing one thing. You got to be really good at that one thing. But something like football, it's
the most complex sport in the world. I couldn't think of anything more.
That's a bit cool, but yeah. Oh, I know another one. There's another code of football called NFL or gridiron.
Oh, yeah.
And they have guys that just run on and punt. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So guys got to be really good at punting. No one cares how fast he is.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't care how quickly he gets out there to punt. So he just punts. That's one thing. So he can practice that all day long. But football's not like that.
You got to be good at everything. So that's kind of how we view it. Get as many different sessions in as possible. Again, use the program that will come out soon. Next question. How to stay focused on football during exams or difficult times like family issues or something? Oh, Claire's interrupting. Here we go.
We're in the middle of Ask Tweedie.
Welcome to the episode.
That's all right. You can answer a question. She says sorry.
She says sorry.
I gotta go. I'll call you back in a minute. Important things going on. Bye.
So, special guest called out. I think staying focused during football and exams, look, I didn't put a massive focus on exams. And we both
I think you should just give up exams. Forget about family troubles and just do football all the time.
That's pretty much what I did.
Pretty much. No, that's not serious. You've got to... Until you're actually a footballer, a professional footballer or trying to be like Sheldon full-time, you've got to do the exams. You can't ignore your family.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is that you be... well planned, that you work out how many hours a week you can put into football and then you do it. You don't do the round and faff about and think about it. You go, okay, I can do from 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock on Mondays by myself, team training Tuesdays, etc, etc.
Yeah.
Write it all down, make a program and stick to it.
Yeah.
And when the exams come around you might have to modify it a bit. You gotta have a balanced life.
Yeah, and look, a lot of kids, like when I was younger, I played a lot of video games.
And don't do that.
Yeah, well, that was a waste of time, looking back on it. But now that I understand that they're kind of pointless, I focus a lot of my time onto what's important to me and what I enjoy doing. So one of the things that I find great, especially when you have families and family issues or anything like that, which I've experienced, and then you have exams as well, the most important thing is escapism. Just escaping from whatever it may be at the time. And, you know, if you're studying all the time, you need that almost get away. And what I find now, we used to do it a bit, go down to Manly Oval at night, train down there, and it just it's amazing because it just takes your mind off everything.
Yeah, I think no matter what's going on, whether it's exams or family issues or whatever, it's a good idea to keep doing the football. Don't give it away, because it keeps you sane. It keeps 100%. You grounded. Grounded's a good word, isn't it? Keeps you grounded. But you've got to adjust the program according to what's going on, and you can't just ignore the rest of the world and think you're going to do football every minute. It's stupid.
And
but you make a really good point about the video games. You know, people go, oh, I can't train this week because I've got a lot going on. And actually, usually a lot of the stuff going on is unnecessary. It's either faffing about, running around doing nothing, or it's video games, things that aren't actually very useful.
Exactly. So, you know, I look back at my time on video games. I probably spent, you know, it was good.
I saw you playing a video game yesterday.
Yeah.
Confess.
Okay, but like that's not for like how much I played when I was younger.
No.
Like that was probably like half an hour. Anyway,
I don't believe you.
Okay, whatever. But back then, like, I would use escapism through video games, and looking back on it now, it's like, what's the point?
What's the point? Indeed.
It's much better, you know, get your training in, get the other stuff done, and if you still want to play video games, that's fine. Just make sure you're getting the important stuff done. Don't let that get in the way. So, we're going to end it there. Good work, mate. That is going to conclude today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're around here. Join the hashtag AskTweedie family. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.